back in those days, if it had an alpha character as a dash, it was a civilian engine. If it had a number, it was a military. Yeah.
680.
680. Yeah.
13.
Yeah, 300 horse. Yeah, if I was going to fly this airplane, that's what I would have put on it too. The 200 horse on a 2,700 pound airplane. Yeah.
Struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, I've got the
Whatever place you try to glue down to, it takes the varnish off of it and the fabric doesn't stick. So I've been tinkering away on the propeller a little bit. I took the prop over to buy him over at Meat. Had him straight.
Well, it was surprising, I thought it was surprisingly good, considering they didn't have any military
Well,
stuff.
that's what I was trying to explain to him. I said, usually the ramp's a lot full with airplanes because it's a big military static show.
Right, right, yeah.
There's usually, you know, another 24 airplanes here. Just kind of reverse engineering a little bit at a time.
Yeah. Oh, Bill,
oh yeah.
I got a call, I got a note back from Paul Oak.
And of course, it was warm enough outside, we just get the air blower and just, you know, just
Yeah,
blow
sure.
the standing water off of them and they dried right back out. And then we brought them in here and I racked them up, you know, built this
Yeah.
jury rig kind of, we call it Egyptian style.
Hey, it works.
Yeah,
we
wing
got
racks.
some furniture.
Yeah, that
some
was a quick
furniture
and easy
dollies
stuff. Those
yeah.
were cheaper than just buying casters and trying to make something. So,
Absolutely.
and it works really good. We brought them in here and pulled the leading edges off of them because they were full of dirt daubers.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Cleaned all the dirt daubers out of them, and then actually just got some cheap paint brushes and cut the bristles down
Okay.
where they're a little scrubby.
Oh, yeah,
And
okay,
then
okay.
got lacquered there and scrubbed them down.
Well, that had to take some time.
Yeah, it did. But we got a lot of dirt off of them again.
The woodwork is so pretty,
It is.
you know, and it's a shame that Simpson doesn't want to show it.
Yeah, I was showing Bill this when we got to washing these things. You get to looking at the workmanship and how all of these sticks on each
Yeah.
of these trusses for the ribs, they're all shaved down where the gussets are at.
Wow. So that's not laminated, that's one piece cut
Yeah,
down.
one piece whittled down at the gusset locations.
Nice.
For everybody else that builds a rib, you know, the cap strip
Yeah,
and the truss
yeah.
structure is all the same thickness and it's all flat.
Now, is this the way they would have done it in the 20s?
I would assume so. I mean, nobody would have gone to that much trouble unless they found some documentation that said this is the way it was.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Because they'd have built it like a Stearman rib, you know, and the widest point would have been where the gussets are at.
Right,
Because
sure.
the sticks are all the same size and the gussets stick out wider than everything
Yeah.
else. But this will make it awful easy to rib stitch because there's nothing to bump into except the cap strips on the top and the bottom.
Oh, okay. And I don't know nothing about any of that stuff.
Pipe right here, up and down, and the flying wires move with it, and that's what moves, that changes the angle of attack.
Now,
of the-
you've worked on Stearman.
Yeah,
Okay, so can you see Stearman in this?
a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because those three guys all built these things. And
Right.
That's what I'm finding fascinating about this, is those three guys all, and then went their own way on stuff.
Yeah, well, my dad had done some, you know, my dad's from Wichita.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and
that's
he
right.
was telling me
Didn't
some-
he say he used to work up there or something?
Yeah, he worked for Rodden Brothers.
Okay. Secret information in here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's quiz books. Do you know what a Chinese landing is?
No?
I've never heard of this one either.
So there's some engines so far.
Nice.
they've been chipping away at, but we got it,
Oh, shit.
making some progress on it. The case is all cleaning up pretty good. You can see where there's where that manifold bolt's on that I was telling you about, and there was a little bit of corrosion, you know, where the steel stud was in the aluminum casting.
Considering how long this thing sat out?
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Wow.
The intake pipes are gonna be a little bit of a trick, but I think we got a guy that may be able to help us make some new ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're steel.
Yeah. Oh.
And that one's not in too bad a shape. I think we can make that one look pretty, but some of them you can read the newspaper through them.
Okay.
But I think we're gonna have to figure out how to make at least 2 of these, I think.
Midas muffler.
Well, that's the thought. I mean, really, that's one of the places we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, they froze and cracked open. And I got the hardware the other day to start. See, some of them are in pretty poor shape. But we're gonna try the muffler shop, and if I can't do that, then I may end up going out to Breckenridge, out to Nelson Azell. He's got a large and pretty tough shape too. And the exhaust has really got to be pretty.
Was it outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be pretty, but it's interesting. But the exhaust is structural. Really? Yes. Now, when Don gets a couple pictures, I'll have to show you guys this. This is pretty interesting. It took me a while to figure out what I was looking at. But if you look at that cowling that's got the louvers in it, on the side there's little studs. I mean, they're little, it looks like a bushing welded onto a plate that's riveted to it. Well, that cowling doesn't mount to the airplane at all.
Okay, it says on the picture.
The cowling mounts to the exhaust.
If impressed with the seal of
To
the
these
Orange
studs
County
right
Health
here.
Officer,
It cantilevers off the exhaust.
Copy of the permanent record filed in this office, and it's got his name and health officer and his signature on it. And-
So these studs right here are facing aft when this is installed on the airplane.
Yeah.
And then on the back.
And the
it
cowling
says,
mounts to the exhaust and goes back to where the firewall's at, and it just cantilevers off of these studs.
Stamped on the back, so according to what
And there's no attachment at the back end?
Nope, flies.
Wind loading will
it's
keep
got
it
a
closed.
stamp on the
Yeah.
back that says Orange County Health Officer.
And that's structural with what, Lanny?
This is.
The exhaust system itself is structural in that it holds fairings.
It's a true copy.
It holds all the engine cowling on.
I see.
It does, the engine cowling doesn't. Case figured out. We got the magnetos, how the magneto interface works figured out. It'll probably be an overkill of a static restoration of an engine, because once you cal it all up, all you can see is the cylinder sticking
Yeah,
out.
but you know what, there's gonna be pictures of it,
Yeah.
and, you know, so.
And if you've seen some of the pictures, on the internet where it's got the loom that holds the ignition harness is made out of brass, and we're
Yeah.
working on polishing that all up, and they actually, David Ozeeb going through this stuff, they found a piece of, I guess it's when we pulled the old wire out of the loom.
Okay.
It had some that hadn't really, it was brittle as hell.
Oh, really?
But it hadn't been subjected to the sun or anything, so we think that's what the wire would have looked like. And he's actually found,
Really?
it's the same kind of ignition wire that they use on restoring old World War II Jeeps. So
Sure, that makes sense,
We
yeah.
can get the wire, so
Yeah,
we're gonna
cool.
use it's got a cloth braided that's been lacquered over the top of it with a purplish colored tracer woven into it,